Okay, all right. So I didn't feel like going through the process of the whole upload the video to YouTube, so I decided to go live, even though still trying to figure out what streaming program I'm going to use. I've been hearing Streamlab might be the way to go, and I'm going to have to look for something because I'm going to have to get some bitter dingbats for you guys. That's going to be coming. And also, after games, I'm going to have to do some sort of recaps, right? So, yeah. All right. Position battles to watch. Week 4 of the preseason is finally here, and thank God. Because fucking every week has felt like week 4 of the preseason. All of these games have been abysmal. Oh. What do I think about Josh McCown? I think Josh McCown's pretty good. All right. I'm going to talk position battles first, and then I could answer some questions at the end a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I'm looking at here are the running backs. And who's going to be the fourth and final running back to make the roster? I think Corey Clement pretty much solidified himself as the fourth guy. He looked pretty good last week against Baltimore. And when you look at the other guys, Josh Adams, Doug Peterson's offense, you have to have an ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, and he still just doesn't look quite comfortable doing that. So I don't think he makes the team. He's still got a fumbling problem. And then Wendell Smallwood, I think we're all just sick of him and ready to cut bait and just go. So I think Corey Clement is the man to make it for the fifth running back spot. Now, interesting to see. All right, we got a Boston Scott. So Hesso Mello wants Boston Scott to make the roster. That'd be interesting if he makes it. Wide receiver, fifth wide receiver. Who's it going to go to? You've got Mac Hollins. You've got Greg Ward. Sean Patrick liked it better while I was away. You know what? Maybe I should take another break. Take a long, lengthy break. Come back when the season is over. What do you think, Sean? That sound better? All right, so fifth wide receiver spot. Mac Hollins, Greg Ward, Markin Michelle. Here's the interesting thing to watch in regards to special teams, because Mac Hollins is obviously a special teams ace, and he's the best special teams player on the roster. They did just trade for a safety last week by the name of Rudy Ford, who is also supposed to be a special teams ace. So it'll be interesting to see if one of those two makes the roster, because if Rudy Ford makes the team, then maybe that potentially means that Greg Ward makes the team. Because Greg Ward as a receiver looks quick and jittery out of the slot. He's been looking pretty good for the last couple seasons in the preseason. But Mac Hollins, he's the best special teams player on the roster. And you look at those last couple spots to make the team, you need to be able to play special teams. You need to be able to excel in special teams. So I'm curious to see if Mac Hollins doesn't make it, if Greg Ward makes it, and if that means Rudy Ford makes it as a safety. But I don't think Greg Ward makes it yet. I think it's going to be Mac Hollins as the fifth guy. But curious to see if Greg Hall does make it, because I've liked what I've seen from him for the last couple seasons. All right, going to get to that soon, Sean, in a couple of minutes. We're talking about Sharif Miller. Okay, so offensive line. Offensive line. I'm curious to see if Stefan Wisniewski makes this team. For whatever reason, this Eagles staff just doesn't seem to be high on him, and they seem to be really, really high on Matt Pryor. He's been playing 4 different positions, so a versatile lineman, would they, potentially not let Wisniewski make the team? So, and Hollins can be productive in his primary position. Also, Michael is, sorry, I didn't see the rest of that. But, yeah, okay. So those are the offensive linemen. Moving on, defensive end. Defensive end, there's a battle here. There is a battle. All right. So fourth defensive end spot, Deshaun Hall, Josh Sweat, Sharif Miller. Does one of the 3 make the team? Do 2 of those 3 make the team? I know that 3 of those 3 ain't making the team. And that's going to be one difficult cut to make. Deshaun Hall surpassed Josh Sweat on the depth chart. Josh Sweat, though, I think he makes the team as well. So he's shown enough to me that it's going to be him and Hall. The thing to watch out for Sharif Miller. I look for Sharif Miller to have a phantom injury within the next couple days. Phantom IR. Phantom IR, because if you try to put him on the practice squad, he might not be able to make it. So Phantom IR might be the spot for him. That's what they did with Donnell Pumphrey, his first season, if you remember. So that, make up an excuse for an injury, and you put him on the Phantom IR. That's what I'm looking at there. Okay, linebacker. You're talking way behind? What do you mean? I don't know. Talking way behind, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Okay. Linebacker. I think there's potentially 6 linebackers who make this team. I'm looking at TJ Edwards that potentially make this team. So, lagging? Oh, well, I mean, I'm on my phone in the basement, so, probably a reason why. So here's the thing. YouTube, they changed their streaming options. They don't have Google Hangouts on air anymore, so I'm trying to do this on my phone instead. And if that's lagging, then unfortunately that's just the way it's going to be for now until I get a streaming service set up that I like. So there's that. All right, getting back to the linebackers. I've really liked what I've seen out of LJ Fort. He's been the guy that I've liked. Now, he to me is what Corey Nelson was supposed to be last year. If you remember, Corey Nelson was like a complete bust for the Eagles. Didn't even get close to making the team. I really like him. His flow is really good. He's really, really fast. So I've liked what I've seen from Fort. He's definitely holding down the fort. And the other guy who I think is going to make this team is TJ Edwards, the linebacker from Wisconsin. He's looked impressive to me. I don't think Alex Singleton makes the team, but I do think that TJ Edwards has a good chance. So those are my thoughts there. 4th safety spot. Trey Sullivan was just released, I believe it was yesterday. So the guy to watch out for here is Jonathan Cyprien. I think Cyprien does make it over Rudy Ford. I think they would take Matt Collins for the special teams, and they would keep Jonathan Cyprien because of his potential versatility to not only play safety, but also play some linebacker as well. So that trend continues here in the NFL. Lighter players, safeties, transforming, playing some linebacker. Jonathan Cyprien, I think, makes this football team as a hybrid linebacker slash safety. So just ran down the roster real quick, just quick general thoughts, position battles. Last preseason game is tomorrow night, finally. So who do you think is winning the corner position across from Darby? I just made a video on this yesterday. I think it's going to be Rasul Douglas. But if it's not him, it's Sidney Jones. Some people disagree with me yesterday, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think my thing with Jones is he seems to be more suited for a press type of scheme. And there is some press that's played here with Jim Schwartz, but it's a lot of off coverage, a lot of zone, and he just doesn't look comfortable. He just doesn't look comfortable. And he's not trusting his instincts. He's not trusting his eyes. He's not breaking on the football. And I think he might need a change of scenery. Sidney Jones. We'll see. I mean, they were raving about him during training camp. The coaching staff was. I mean, the coaching staff's going to rave about everybody. I mean, it's the preseason, and you're not going to talk bad about anybody. As a coach, you're not going to do that. But I was really curious to see because he was getting all this hype, and then the first game came around. I was like, he wasn't that good. And then the second game came around. I'm like, you're getting beat by freaking James O'Shaughnessy, like a fucking tight end. What the fuck? So I have a little bit of concerns with him. He was good in press coverage at Washington, but off coverage here in Philadelphia, just not cutting it. He's not cutting it right now. So, all right. Off coverage was used to protect Mills from getting burnt. Well, they like to use the off coverage because Jim Schwartz likes to keep plays in front of him. He's about not giving up the big play. He's about not giving up points in the red zone. It's okay if you get yards between the 20s, but he's not. He doesn't want to give up that big play, and that's why they play off. So, all right, yeah, those are Sidney Jones. That's such a shame because I was really high on him coming out of Washington, and it's just not working out right now, not working out. So, I know he looked better in the slot last year. And, maybe he's more comfortable in the slot, playing a little closer to the line of scrimmage. I don't know. But outside, he's just not cutting it. And then he can't even tackle either. So his tackling is like, So, yeah. Sean Fitzpatrick was timed out. Why are you timing out my boy? The fuck? I told Philly if Eagles get Clowney, it's already the Eagles Super Bowl already. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to get my thoughts on Clowney, I did a big video on that on the other day. Now, I'm hearing the reports, and it sounded like Clowney might not even cost that much. So, I mean, listen, like, if it's really like only a third-round pick, as some reports are suggesting, yeah, I know it's you, sports fanatic. I know. What the hell are you timing out Sean Fitzpatrick for? What was I just talking about? Oh, Clowney. Okay, so if it doesn't take that much to get him, right? I would be for bringing him in for the season, but my issue is giving him that $100 million contract that he wants. That's my issue. You got the third oldest roster in the NFL. You got two guys making over $100 million already on the team. Draft picks are going to be important, but if you're only giving up a mid-round pick, okay. But I just don't want to. I don't want to give him the money. So, called you an amateur. Was messing with. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So, would you trade Deshaun Hall included with someone like Aguilar for Clowney? I mean, I would do that trade in a heartbeat, but I think that the Texans might want a little bit. They're going to want an offensive lineman. So, yeah, so the thing is, too, is if you give him a mid-round pick, you're going to get a compensatory pick in return if you let him go at the end of the year. So, Fedkiw is the man. Hit that like button, mofos. Thank you, Jason Morgan. You are the man. You are the man. You're the man. So, yeah, I talked about Clowney today a little bit more on the Gambler as well. You can check that video out. I've got one on there as well. Big V and a third. That sounds reasonable. Sounds reasonable. From the reports I'm gathering, it doesn't seem like it's going to be much because Clowney has all the leverage. He has all the leverage. Miami wants him, but Clowney ain't going to want to go to Miami. And then there's the Seahawks as well. You know exactly what Clowney's looking at here. He's looking at a situation where he can go to and dominate. Because he's a free agent at the end of the year. He wants to get paid. He wants to go somewhere where he can excel. You look at Seattle, they've always been great at developing defensive ends. Latest one, Frank Clark, got a big deal, over $100 million. And then here in Philadelphia, I mean, obviously, already a stacked defensive end group, stacked defensive line group. You plug him in, he's ready to dominate. So, yeah, Miami makes no sense. Like, they're trying to tank. What the hell do they want Jadeveon Clowney for? I don't get that. So... do you think Miles Sanders overtakes Howard's running back spot one midseason? Yes, I do. I think it might even happen before that. I'm a big Miles Sanders guy. His jump cutting ability, his balance is, yeah, no shit, he says. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Clowney. If it was like something crazy where you had to give up like, first round picks, I wouldn't be for that. But if it's like a mid-round pick and Big V and you're only keeping them for the year, I'm all for that. So there's that. Okay, any other questions here before I depart? Anything else? Don't sleep on Howard, boys. Yeah, we'll see. Tommy Stark, hey brother, new sub. Appreciate that. Thank you for subbing. I just came back, so I don't know if you've been a viewer before, but it's nice to see that everybody has come back in full force. I haven't really lost a step. I heard Mikey Miss say Clowney and a first for Dillard. No, that ain't happening. No, we're not giving up Dillard. No. So, what's going on with Djax? Yeah. So broken ring finger yesterday. Now I heard something today that he might miss more time than originally anticipated. We'll see. So, oh, I just got a really important text message. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. So, all right. So I just got a text message from the gambler. I'm gonna have to hop out and have to answer that. But hey, thanks guys for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and thank God preseason is almost here. So yeah, future generations love seeing you back in action. You had me worried there. Stay strong. Yeah, I was a little worried too. You know, this medicine was kicking my ass for a while. It was a big mind fuck. Like physically, mentally, ugh. But I'm back, and I'm back for good. So take care, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow with a new video.